This
to
conference will
10
now
years
be
on.
recorded.
Right, from last 10 years onwards, I'm working as a Python full stack developer. So I have knowledge across, I have knowledge across uh, front end, I have knowledge across front end, and also knowledge across back end. But I have also knowledge across back end and even uh, databases also. Okay, databases also, right? So I have full-fledged knowledge across, right? These three layers, right? These three parts of the full stack web application. So to develop, right, any web application, these three things are main important, right, aspects. So for any web application, front end is mandatory, back end is mandatory, and databases is also mandatory for data persistence. Right. I will explain you everything very clearly. What is front end? What are its roles? What is back end? What are its roles? What is database? Right. What are its roles? And how they will be, how these three will be integrated together to frame a web application. Okay. All those things I will explain you one after the other. So as of now, my name is Sudhakar and I am having 10 years of experience in full stack development. Okay. Good. Here, yeah. And from you, are there anybody who is working currently? You're all, freshers, or are there anybody who is working in industry at present? Hello? Yeah, Teja Bhargavi.
Oh no, this is not my background.
Okay, 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 right. Yeah, no problem, right. Good.
Fresher, sir.
Oh, you're all freshers, right? Yeah, other people. Can you please respond, other people? See, if anyone wants to, right, become a, right, Python developer, right, Python full stack developer, right, you should be very dynamic, you should respond, right, you should respond. Okay, good. This is the first class, right? No problem. Yeah, so shall we start? Right. Okay, good. Right, so, right, we are going to start thinking about what? Python full stack course. Okay, what is this Python full stack? So why people are nowadays talking about Python full stack? Right. Earlier, 10 years before, there is, right, people are not using the word Python full stack very much. Because at the time, I told you, right, so web application contains three parts. Mainly web application contains three parts. Okay, like this. So what are the three parts of the web application? One is front end, other one is back end, third one is databases or data repository, databases or data repository. Repository means what? The place where you can store something and you can reuse it whenever you want. Okay, good. All right. So any web application contains, in general, three things. Front end will be there for it, back end will be there for it, databases or data repository will be there for it. Okay, good. So 10 years before, right, 10 years back, right, people were never try to learn the full stack. The people who know these three things, the people who know front end, back end, data repository, they are called as full stack developers. The people who know front end, back end, and databases all together is called as what? Full stack developers. But 10 years before, right, different peoples. Certain people, some people will learn, they want to be like only front end developers. Some people wants to become what, only back end developers. Some people wants to become what, database, right, a database administrators. The people who will talk about only databases, like how storing data, how to store data into database, how to retrieve data from the database, how to update data within the, right, how to update with the, how to update how to update the existing data with the new data, right. So those people, right, will be, right, separate. And the back end people, right, like who are working on back end technologies, they are different. So people used to learn any one thing only earlier, 10 years back. But nowadays, right, companies wants to hire what, full stack developers. They are expecting their employees to be, right, full stack developers, so that they can work on anything, right. They can work on front end, they can work on back end, they can work on what, databases. That's where nowadays, right, this word becoming, right, right, so this word is becoming very popular in the markets, right. Python full stack, right, it is becoming more popular in the market. That's where we want to learn. Nowadays people are looking, the people who wants to, right, who wants to, right, ready themselves, right, as a developers, right, they want to, right, learn full stack. They want to learn full stack, right. As part of that, we need to learn front end technologies, back end technologies, right, and databases. Okay, sir, if I want to learn full stack, you are saying you need to learn what? Front end, back end, and databases, right? So, as part of front end, which technologies will be there? Which technologies do I need to learn as part of the front end? So, if you want to, right, become, right, a web developer, this front end will be developed by using web technologies. What is that? Front end will be developed by using what? Web technologies. Okay, right, web technologies. What are the web technologies that we need to learn to develop this front end? The first one is what? HTML. The second one is what? CSS. The other is what? Bootstrap. Okay, the other one is what? Bootstrap. One more is called React JS. The other is called JavaScript. Yes. So these are all called as what? Web technologies. The people who can work on these things, they are called as what? Web developers. Who knows, the people who can work on web technologies are called as what? Web developer. So this guy can be called as what? Web developer. So let me, the people who knows this, right? We can call them as, they're what? Web developers. So 10 years back, there will be a web developer, there will be a back-end developer, there will be a database administrator. 10 years back. Nowadays, right, it's not like that. If company wants to hire someone, right, company is expecting that person to be a full stack person. Right, he should know all web technologies, he should know all back-end technologies, he should know, right, most of the databases. Okay, good. Now, sir, I want to write as part of backend technologies. What will be there? Right. So here, yes, backend technologies. I will tell you the reason why do we call it as backend technology. Also, I will tell you the reason. Okay, good. Right. See here. What are the backend technologies here? The backend technology can be a Java. It can be a .NET. Right. It can be a Ruby. Right. It can be a Ruby. In our case, it is going to be what? In our case, it is going to be what? Python. In our case, it is going to be Python. So Python is going to act as what? Because we are learning Python full stack course, right? Okay, so right, our backend technology is going to be what? Python programming language. Okay, next part is what? Databases. Next one is databases. Yes. Okay, what are the databases we are going to use here as part of our course we are going to learn Oracle, SQL we are going to learn, then you are going to learn MySQL. Okay, so these two things are going to be what? uh, right, repositories to store the data. For example, so what is the need of having these databases in, right, web application development? Can't we develop a web application without using these data repositories or databases? As it is never possible, it is impossible. Because see, for the first time you are creating a Gmail account. For the very first time you are creating what? Gmail accounts. So when you're trying to set up Gmail account for the first time, what they will ask you? They will ask you several things, right? They will ask you to enter your date of birth. They will ask you to enter your first name, middle name, last name, your gender, your date of birth, the country where you are living, okay, country where you are living, right, your gender, it will ask you to enter all these details, right? Why they are asking you to enter all these details when you are setting up account for the first time? They want to store your data, they want to keep your data with them. Why? To manage future transactions, to manage. Why any application will store data with them? Why applications? If you create Gmail application, right, you need to provide all this information to them, so they will store it. In future you forget your password, in future you forget your password. So how they will let you to set up a new password? Through the data that you provided to them, right? You will provide your mobile number to them, you will provide your alternative Gmail ID to them. Okay, from that, for example, you forgot your email ID, you forgot your email ID, you forgot your password. Now you want to get it back. So for that, they will ask you one what? Alternative email ID, right? Okay, or they will ask you your email, your mobile number, right? So you will enter your mobile number there. So to that mobile number, right? They already have your mobile number, right? So from that, they will try to pull up the data, right? Your email ID or your password. Okay, so to manage the future transactions, or after 1 week you set up account today, after 1 week you want to log into the Gmail. So if you want to log into the Gmail, right, Gmail should know, right, that you are the already user of the Gmail. So how it will be known? By storing your data, by storing your data. In the similar way with the ATM applications, right? Okay, in ATM applications you need to, right, provide our details. Our details will be there, and there will be something given to us, right, card, ATM card. So that will be used for accessing our, right, details that are already stored in the database of that application. Okay, so thus, right, to develop in the web development or in the web application development, databases or data repositories are going to play what very important role. Okay, now what are the operations we can perform on the databases, right? You can store data into database, means what? You can insert data into database. Okay, for the very first time we will insert data into database. You can retrieve data from the database. You want to know how much account balance is there in your accounts. Okay, for that word, data retrieval operation is required. We will insert data, we will retrieve data, we will update data. See, salary credited into your account tomorrow. If you are right, if you are getting to an organization as a Python full stack developer, right, so company will start giving depositing salary for you, right? Okay, for that, right, we need to update what? The old data with what? A new data, right? For example, in your account already 20,000 rupees is there. Now today company deposited what? 80,000 or 1 lakh rupees. Then it should be updated, right? So for that we will use what? Right, updates. That is called as what? Updating data. Next one, removing data. Sometimes, okay, sometimes we need to remove data. Okay, one employee left from the company, so that company has to remove what? All the details of that employee, because he is no more staying with that company, right? The company wants to remove that. Or one customer close his account with that bank, what bank has to do? From that ATM application we have to remove that account holders details. Okay, so these are the major operations that we are going to perform on what? Databases. Okay, this is what you are going to learn as part of what? Databases. as part of databases or data repository, right? How to perform these four operations, right? Those things you are going to learn. Okay, fine. Sir, you are saying, right, these are the four operations that we are going to perform on the databases. The database may be from Oracle SQL, or it may be from MySQL. If it is a database that is going to have these four common things, maybe it is Oracle SQL, or maybe it is MySQL, or it is NoSQL, or it is DB2, or it is Informix. There are several databases in the market. Okay, but these two are very famous ones. So if it is a database that is going to have these four things, four common operations. Okay, when time comes, right, we will focus on each one very clearly. Okay, fine. Then in the web application development, this is the role of what? Databases. Okay, friend. Then what is the role of the backend technologies? What is the role of the backend technologies? Yes, backend technologies are meant for data processing. Backend technologies are meant for what? Data processing. What is processing data? Okay, why we need to process data, right? So how that will be done? As part of backend technologies, that will be done. So backend technologies such as Java, .NET, or Ruby, or Python. In our case, it is what? Python. Okay, good. You know, yeah, Java will be, front-end technologies plus Java plus database will be used to develop what? A web application in Java programming language. Web technologies plus .NET plus databases together will be used what? To develop a web application in, right, .NET point of view. Right. In Python point of view, web technologies plus Python along with Python along with there is something called Django framework. This Django framework is developed by using Python. This Django framework is developed by using what? Python programming language. So Python along with the Django will frame what? A backend technology. So why do we name it as a backend technology? Why are we calling it as a backend technology? The reason is this is going to accept data from where? From the front-end technologies or from the web technologies. By using web technologies, we will create input pages. By using web technologies, we will create input pages where the end user has to enter the inputs. For example, let's take Gmail. Let's take Gmail. So when you open a Gmail, right, immediately what will be shown to us? Username, password. Okay, when you open a Gmail application, right, it looks like this, right? One box for username, the other box for what? Password. Okay, good, like this. So if you want, whenever you want to enter into Gmail, right, whenever you want to enter into Gmail, right, it will show you a page like this. This is called as a user input page. User interface or user input page. Okay, user input page. So what will be used to develop this user input page? Web technologies. The intention of all these web technologies is what? To develop what? User input page. Sir, what is the role of what is the role of a HTML page to develop user input? Sir, what is the role of CSS to develop user input? What is the role of Bootstrap to develop user input? What is the role of React.js and JavaScript, right, in developing user input? We are going to learn everything one by one very clearly. Okay, we are going to learn each thing. We are going to invest some specific amount of time for discussing HTML in very depth manner to develop any kind of user inputs. See, user inputs will be different types. User inputs will be different types. Okay, right. Always we are not going to develop this kind of things. Sometimes, right, checkbox we will create. Right. Sometimes submit buttons we will create. What are the checkbox? What are the submit buttons? right? What are the text fields, right? Everything you are going to learn as part of the course. Okay, so in today in a single class I can't explain you, right, what are the roles of each thing, right? In detailed manner I can't explain you, but in one word I can say that to develop front end, right, as part of web application, front end is required. To develop that front end, right, web technologies are required. By using web technologies we can develop what? User input pages or user interface. Here you will give inputs, you will give username, you will give password, right? From here, right, what you will say? Something, right? X, right, at the rate, what you will say? gmail.com. Yes, then we'll come to the password part. Here you will enter some password, right? So and so, like this. Okay, and at last what will be there? Some login button will be there right here. Sorry, it's not logic, it's login. Okay, super. Yes, one more button will be there for this. Let me give in a different color, orange color. Yes, you will enter data like this and you will click on this button. When you click on this login button, internally your user input page, internally your user input page is going to be linked to the one of the program from this backend technology, right? One of the, right, program from, yes. Okay, I will tell you in a simple word. See, by using this Python plus Django framework, right, we will develop what? Application. We will develop what? Application, where application is what? It's a collection of programs. See, application means what? It's a collection of programs. Right, web application means what? It's not a single program, it's not a very big program, right? It's a collection of programs. Your family is what? It's a collection of members. Our brother, sister, mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, these are all what? Members of the family. Family means not a single person, right? In the similar way, any web application is what? It's a collection of programs. For different programs, different inputs will be there in the front end, right? For different programs in the backend. Backend means what? It's a application. Which application? Python application. How did we develop it? By using Python plus Django framework. By using Python plus Django framework, we developed one application, right? That application is what? It's a collection of programs. Okay, for every program there would be one input page in the front end. As part of front end, right, there would be one, right, one input page. For input page there will be one corresponding Python class in the background, one Python program in the background. How they will be collected? In server environment they will be connected. So do you teach that? Yes, we will teach it. That's what you are going to learn with me as part of this Python full stack course. Okay, so everything whatever I am texting here, right, whatever I am texting here, see, by the end of the course, right, we are going to see something called uh, ticket booking system. TICK, tickets booking system. So we are going to develop something called flight ticket booking system. How it is working, right? Right, how flight ticket booking system is working, right? In case of what? Python, right? In case of Python application development, you are going to see. So if it is going to be a web application, if ticket booking system is going to be a web application, so for this what are required? Front end is required. Yes, we are going to develop that by using what? Web technologies. And for this, backend is required. We are going to develop that by using what? Python plus Django. There are two flavors in web applications. We can develop web applications by using Python in two flavors. One is Python plus Django. The other is Python plus Flask. Right, Python plus Flask. These are what? Two different flavors in, right, web application developments. Two flavors are there. By using, Flask is a web framework, right? Right, which will work together Python to make what web application. Django is a web framework, right? To develop what web application by using Python, right? You are going to learn those two things with me, those two flavors with me. I'm going to teach you, right, these two things. Okay, very good. So if ticket booking, if you want your ticket booking to be what web application, that should have databases also, right? Yes, you are going to learn this also. Okay, very good, right? So in ticket booking system, we are all together going to apply what front end. We are going to apply, yeah, we are going to develop a front end by using what web technologies. We are going to develop back end by using what, right, Python with Django one part and Python with Flask one part. First we will develop ticket booking system by using Python with Django. Then we will convert that up ticket booking system with the Python with Django into Python with the Flask. And there we will see what are the differences between Python with the Django plus Python with the Flask. Okay, when something is there, some other thing is coming means what? There might be some issues with what? The previous one. See, 15 years back or 20 years back, the size of mobile phone is around about 1 kg. Right, about around 1 kg. Later that was reduced to a small phone, right? Nokia, right, a small piece, right? So in that, earlier we have only, we can call, we can receive call, that's it. We can give call to the, right, we can call others and we can receive call, that's it. It don't have any other features. Later they added several things to it, right? I don't know whether you observed it or not. If you go to that world phone, right, in that, dialed calls, missed calls, okay, dialed calls, missed calls, received calls, all will be there in one place. But later they are segregated into different things, right? Nowadays, right, in dialed calls you will see all the dialed calls, in missed calls you will see all the missed calls, in received calls you will see all received calls. These features were not there in your previous phone, right? 15 years back there was a Nokia phone, right? In that these features were not there. So over the time they are keep on adding features, right? In the similar way, for our technologies, maybe it is a web technology or it is a backend technology, whatever it is, right, new features will be keep on added. We will discuss that also. What are the features in the old versions of, right, technologies, and what are the new features, how they are going to add more advantage to the, right, web application development. Maybe it is web technology or it is a backend technology. For web technologies, what will come, updations will be there. For backend technologies, updations will be there. Even for data persistency technologies, honestly speaking, these databases or data repositories are called as what? Data persistence technology. Okay, I will write that word, it's a very beautiful word. Data persistence technologies. Yes, we are all learning technologies. So as part of Python full stack, you're going to learn with me what web technologies, you're going to learn with me what backend technologies, you're going to learn with me what data persistency technologies. And one day we are going to integrate all of them to work with what? This ticket booking system. Okay, so we will discuss about ticket booking system, we will discuss about what? Employee management system, we will take what? Student management system. So by the end of the course, right, you are going to learn with me ticket booking system, you are going to learn with me employee management system, you are going to learn with me ticket booking system. On this, you are going to apply these three things: front end, back end, and data persistency technologies. Okay, so we in Python, when comes to Python, if you decide Python as a full stack, so we are talking about Python full stack, right? By using Python full stack, we can develop web applications into flavors. One is Python with the Django web framework. The other is what? Python with the Flask framework. Okay, good. Right. Okay. So to develop web application, three things are required as part of this web technologies are there, right? These are the web technologies. Okay. By using web technologies, we can develop two types of, right? Yeah, we can develop two types of pages. One is static. web resource, the other one is dynamic web resource. By using web technologies, we will develop what? Static web resources we can develop. The second one is what? Dynamic web resource we can develop. Right, dynamic web resource we can develop. Sir, what is the static web resource? What is the dynamic web resource? Right. When comes to static web resource, if you open IRCT portal, right? If you want to book it, right, ticket, right? If you want to book it tickets through IRCTC, so there it will show you some train serial number, train name, okay, departure time, arrival time. It will show you all those things to you, right? So that will be same for everyone, or it will be vary from person to person. In general, you want to move from Hyderabad to Pune. You want to move from Hyderabad to Pune. Okay, so that will be different from a person to person, or it will be same from everybody. Can anyone please say? So the train timing, serial number, train name, timings, right? That will be common, right? Between Hyderabad to Pune. So that will be common for everybody, right? That is called as a static web resource. Okay. You will book a ticket. You will book a ticket, right? Then ticket will be printed, right? So the data printed on ticket will remain same for everybody, or it will change from person to person. It will change from person to person. Maybe destination starting and ending point may be same, but details will change, right, details will change. Passenger name will change. Okay, his ticket number will change, right? His ticket number will change based on the journey, right? Based on the kilometers, right? Price also will change. So if information is changing from customer to customer, that is called as a dynamic web resource. Or the best example is account balance. So account balance will be different for different customers. So when you go for the account balance option in ATM application, it will show you the available account balance is so and so, right? That will be for Teja, it will be different. For Bhargav, it will be different. For Kiran, it will be different. For Sudhakar, it will be different. That is a dynamic, right, web resource. Static web resource means what, right? Which will be shown to us. For example, newspaper is there. The best example is newspaper, right? If you open newspaper, right, it remains same for every customer, every user of that application, right? Okay, you can't modify it. We can't modify it. Just your purpose is to read it. Just it's a readable content. Static web resources are just readable contents there. Whereas dynamic means what? They will change, or if it is there is a need, you can modify that also. Okay, so what is static, right, web resource? How to develop it? What is dynamic web resource? How to develop it? That one you are going to learn as part of this web technology with me. Okay, you are going to learn, right? It's generation of static web resources, generation of dynamic web resources, right? You are going to learn with me. So to develop a web application, whatever environment is required from end to end, that one we are going to develop together here. You know, the specialty of my classes is it's not like all other trainers from different institutes. So with us is it is entirely different from other people. So how it is going to be different from other people, in other institutes, right? Just be, trainers will explain concepts, right? But with us it's not like that. Everyone should get ready with your laptops. When I start something, right, teaching in web application, I will teach like how I am teaching today. Okay, right, I will teach like how I am teaching today. You will listen the concept, right? Once it is over, I will explain one or two concepts on that. Once that is over, I will ask you to open your computers. So parallelly with me, you are going to do from your end. What I am doing here, you are also going to do from your end. Okay, so that's what we are going to do from, right, starting to ending. It's not that coming to the class every day, okay, watching the class, leaving the class. It's not like that. It is going to be 100% interactive session. Whenever you have any doubt, right, you can ask me. When I am explaining something you didn't understood it, right, any one of you, right, immediately you can stop me there. Sir, I have some issue regarding to this, right? Can you please explain me? The way I explained, if you didn't understood, right, I will go for another way to explain you where you can catch it. Okay, so it is going to be 100% more interactive session. Okay, you can ask, you have you have right to ask me, write things in the middle, right, wherever you, right, you didn't understand. Okay, so I will explain concept very clearly, right, I will explain concept very clearly. Once it is over, then, right, I will explain one or two scenarios, right, on that. Again you need to share, right, again you need to open your computer, right, in your computer you have to do it parallelly with me, so that you will be involved into that. Okay, we may get issues in the beginning, right, but later on, right, they will be very bright. We are going to work all together as a team, because you want to learn Python full stack to become a Python developer, right, full stack developer, right, so that you are going to get a good job, right, in the industry, right. So there you should learn the environment, right, how to behave like a Python full stack developer in the industry, right. So that environment you are going to learn with me here. It's not like, learning classes, right, when you were college days, right, you used to learn Python, right, you will come to the class, right, just you will listen, you will go come listen, right. You need not implement it, you need not experiment it on it, what you learn at that time, because you are not preparing for job at that time. But nowadays, right, you want to prepare it for job purpose, you want to become a, right, an efficient, right, full stack developer in the industry. So to prove yourself an efficient full stack Python developer in the industry, right, you should habituate some things, like listen carefully, right, and, right, implement it carefully, and carry out the things to work perfectly. Okay, so how a real web application is going to looks like, that environment, all right, I am here for you to explain you very clearly. Okay, so we will take one example on that, how a real-time web application is going to work, right. What is the impact of the front end on the ticket booking system? What is the impact of back end on the ticket booking system? What is the impact of data persistence technologies on the ticket booking system? Right, this is a main thing, right. One, if you come one step down, right, how, what is the impact of HTML on the, right, ticket booking system? What is the impact of CSS on it? What is the impact of Bootstrap on it? You see, it is a single class, right. Today I am not going inside what is the role of HTML in developing web application. I am not explaining you what is the role of CSS, what is the role of Bootstrap, what is the role of React.js, JavaScript. I'm not explaining, because I don't have much time to inject all things in a single class, right. We are going to amount a fixed, right, a specific amount of time on each technology, on HTML, CSS, right, and HTML, CSS together, how they are going to, right, frame this React.js and JavaScript. You're learning HTML and CSS separately means, right, indirectly you're learning React.js and JavaScript, because React.js and JavaScript are not a special things, they are from HTML and CSS, right. It is like, see, right, with alphabets, what you can frame, words you can frame, right. With the words you can, what you can frame, paragraph you can frame, right. Okay, you can frame paragraph, right. Once you know paragraph, what you can frame, you are eligible to write what, pages. You're eligible to write what, pages. Once you are expert in making pages, right, you are eligible to write what, a book. The similar way here also, right. To learn the Django framework, Python is the prerequisite. This is like to frame words, how alphabets are prerequisite. To learn Django framework, what is the prerequisite? Python is the prerequisite. If you know Python along with the Django, then you can make what, web application. To make it more interactive, we should integrate that web application with what, this web technologies. Okay, right, with this web technologies, and this side data persistency technologies. Okay, in the similar way, to develop, right, a web page by using web technologies, right, we will develop a web page. So here this user input page is nothing but a web page it is. So to develop this web page, what is the role of HTML in developing this web page? What is the role of CSS in developing this web page? What is the role of Bootstrap in developing this web page? What is the role of React.js, JavaScript, right, in developing this web page? Right, like that, you are going to learn everything. Okay, you're going to learn everything with me. So as part of Python full stack, to develop a web application, whatever environment is required, That entire environment you are going to learn with me here, including testing the application also. Okay, so for example, you will give we intentionally give one wrong input to the right ticket booking system. Okay, so we will see it is accepting or not. Right, if it is accepting, we will control it through testing. We will perform testing methodologies, right? uh, right, on this ticket booking system, not to accept what invalid inputs. The best thing is what user input, right? While using ATM application, you will enter ATM pin number, right? As for Indian ATM machines, right, your ATM pin number is what, 4 digit, right? If you give 1 digit, will it accept? No. If you give 2 digits, will it accept? No. If you give 3 digit, will it accept? No. If you give 4 digit, that to correct one, then only it will accept. Okay, then only it will accept. That is called as a validation. So there will be two types of validations in web application development. Client side validation will be there, server side validation will be there. There are technologies specific to client side validation. There are some technologies specific to server side validation. So in single class, we can't focus on all these things, right? But you are going to learn including validations. Without validation, there is no web application development. Okay, right. So, developing an application is not a great thing, right? Making it to, right, up to the maximum, right? Right, up to the, right, it should get 100 correctness, right? It should work, right, up to 100% correctness. So that will be done with the help of what? Validations. For example, here username is there. So in general, what is the format of any Gmail? Something xxxx at the rate gmail.com. At the rate gmail.com is what? It is the common part. If you give anything other than this, I will give like this. I will give like this. How I will give like this? At the rate gmail.com, right? Right, .com. Why like this? Will it accept? No. How it will realize you're giving some, right, incorrect data? How it will realize? Internally, it will use some validation technology, which is nothing but your JavaScript. So JavaScript will take care of it. So this is called as what? Client side validation it is. Client side means what? From which computer you are interacting with Gmail. Gmail is somewhere running the server somewhere in the world. So into that computer, you are going to interact, right? You know, in case of web application development, there is something called client and server environments. Client and server environment, right? This is a separate scenario. I will explain it later. I will explain it. Okay, client and I will explain you, right, from the your computer. If you are entering into a Gmail application, what is the client machine, what is the server machine, how they are going to be interact with each other. We will prove it in system. We are going to prove it in case of what? Ticket booking system. Okay, so all these things, right, you are going to learn with me as part of this, right, web application. So this is what, just I briefed it, right, as part of Python full stack course, right? What you are going to learn, right? These are the main aspects. These are the main aspects, right, that we are going to learn as part of what? Python full stack course, using which we can make, right, an efficient web application. Okay, right, we can make what? When efficient web application we can develop by using this web technologies, backend technologies, and data persistency technologies. And once you learn all these things, at the end we're going to develop what? Ticket booking system, management system. The other one is what? Student management system, where you are going to apply, right, all these technologies: web technologies, backend technologies, data persistency technologies, right? All those things. And moreover, in Python we are going to develop what? Two flavors of applications. One is Python with the Django, the other one is what? Python with the Flask. And these are the databases you are going to use as data persistency technologies to work with your Python application. Okay, so now you have one doubt. Okay, up to here, fine. You have some idea about web application, right? Web means what? Internet application. Web application means what? Internet applications. Based on the internet only it will work. For example, let's take calculator. Will your calculator will, right? Is internet is required to run calculator in your computer? No. Without internet also you can operate what? Calculator you can operate. Sorry. Calculator app you can operate. PDF app you can operate. Paint app you can operate. These are all what? Offline applications. They don't require internet connection. In tomorrow class there will be a beautiful scenario. So there I'm going to explain you what is application, what are the types of applications, what is an application, what are the different types of applications, right? Thus we will slowly focusing on what? Web application. To develop web application, in developing web application, how Python will be given as a highest priority nowadays than other technologies. Why Python is dominating? Why Python is dominating Java, .NET, right? Ruby programming languages to develop web applications. Okay, those things we are going to learn in tomorrow class. Okay, so basically applications are of what? Two types. Offline applications we have, right? Online applications we have. Those online applications are nothing but what? Gmail is an online application, right? Amazon app is online application. So Twitter is right. Right. Twitter is right online application. Right. So basically we have offline application. We have online application. Okay. Good. So to use calculator, PDF, Paint, we don't require internet connection. That's where they are offline application. To use Gmail, Amazon, Twitter applications, right? We require internet connection. That's where they are called as what? Online applications or web applications. Web means what? Internet. Okay, internet. So how Python is, right? How Python is going to be the toppest program? What are the reasons, right? Beyond in Python, right? How Python will be chosen to develop? Python will be given highest priority to develop what? Web applications. So how it is, right? Defeating, right? Java, .NET, and right other programming languages, and why people are choosing nowadays Python, right, to develop web applications, right? All those reasons, right, you are going to learn with me as part of the coming classes. So tomorrow class, right, we are going to start with what? This Python first. We are going to start with Python first. After that, Django. Right, after that, Django. After that, right, right, Python with Django, then Python with Flask. Right, after that, we will be introduced to these persistency technologies. After that, again, we will come back to web technologies. So when we done with these three things, so first we are going to start with this one. So first I will explain you Python and Django framework, right? And Python with the Flask. But after that, we will move on to this one, right? Once this is over, we will come back to here, data, sorry, web technologies. Once we are done with this, we will come here. So now we are eligible to develop what? Applications. Web application. We're eligible to develop what? Web application by using what? All these technologies, these three technologies, right? So web application means what? Indirectly. So web application indirectly is what? It's a, okay, I will write it in the next slide. 1 minute. 1 minute. Control S. Let me save it. Whenever I am drawing something, right, if you feel that that is going to be useful for you, right, immediately you can take a screenshot for that. Okay, so Python full stack parameters. Okay, yeah, everyone please take a screenshot for this. It will be like your running notes. Okay, it will be like in the running notes, right? In every class I will let you to take screenshots like this. Okay, take a screenshot for this. Have you finished the screenshot? At least text your response, right? At least everyone, you should respond because you want to be, right, an efficient Python full stack developers, right, you should respond. Okay, at least text there. Yeah, Teja Bhargavi, have you took the screenshot? Hello, can anyone please respond? I hope you took the screenshot. So I'm removing
Right.
this. Okay, okay, good, good, right. See, no one will, right, think in another way about us, right? We should respond. Okay, good, good. So let me show you the course content that I'm going to cover as part of the, right, this Python full stack. Yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, can you mute someone? Someone is right. Can you please mute? Right. Good, good. Now see. So web application means what? See, web application. It's a combination of what? It's a combination of web technologies plus backend technologies. Oh, I don't have much space here. Sorry. Let me write it. Yes. So to develop web application, let's highlight this. To develop a web application, what are required for us? Web technologies are required. Next plus backend technologies plus data persistency technology, right? Okay, data persistency technology. So web application is a combination of what? These three things. Now let us see. Our course content is going to contain all these things or not. Let us see. See, web technologies. Where are the web technologies here? Module 4. Are you able to focus on module 4? This one. Okay, let me keep it in some blue color here. Okay, this one. Module 4 is going to cover what all web technologies. Okay, next one. Oh, sorry, sorry. It's a backend technology, right? Sorry, sorry. I did wrong. I did wrong. Okay, okay. Right. So these are all web technologies. Okay, what are the backend technologies here? Module 1. As part of, module 1 and module 2 will talk about what? Backend technologies. Yes. This will talk about module 1 and module 2 together will talk about what? Backend technology. Right? And module 3 will talk about what? Can anyone please answer? Module 3 will talk about what? Can anyone please respond? See, if you know something wrong also I can understand it. I can correct it. If you say when you're responding right, if you say correct right, I will take it. If you speak wrong right, then I will correct it. But thing is, you should respond.
Data persistency.
Very good, very good. Data persistency technologies. So which module is talking about data persistency?
Mod
Which module number? Module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4 is there, right? Who is talking about it?
module 3 sir.
Module
Module
3.
3 sir.
Module 3 it is. Module 3 is talking about it, right? Very good. Okay, good. Sir, what is module 5, sir? What is module 5? See, you are all want to become a Python full stack developers, right? Tomorrow in a project. So if you are hired by some right reputed organization in the market, right? So tomorrow you are going to be one of the team member, right? You're going to be one of the team member like all other team members. So a group of people will work on these areas. Okay, group of people, right, will work on these areas, right? Like you. Okay, so you are all going to deploy your web application, this web application. So where do we deploy this web application? There is something called, right, Git repository. So Git is a repository, right? Git is a repository, right, which will manage your web application. So if you push this web application after finishing web application successfully, right, we will push it into this Git. Right from there, you can manage the code. So tomorrow you want to do some changes in the existing code. The other person wants to do some changes in the data persistency, right? Data persistency part of the application. Or the other person may want to do some changes in the backend, right? So to collaborate all developers together on the same project, right? We will deploy our project into something called what? Git, right? On Git. And we will supply some testing methodologies over it. Okay, and in case of AWS, right, how your web application is going to work, how our Python application is going to work in, right, AWS format and in Google Cloud format, right, how it is going to work also, right, will be taught as part of this course content. And resume building also, right, how to prepare your resume also, right, we will help you into that. Okay, and at last what will be there? Project will be there, one end-to-end project using front end, back end, and data persistency technologies. That is nothing but your ticket booking system, right? That one from scratch, you are going to develop it. Okay, so in companies, right, how requirement specification will be gathered. Okay, so how require to develop a project, what are the main constraints, right, we need. So how to move into, right, deeper into the project, right, step by step, right, and how to implement it technology wise. So which part will comes under web technologies of that project, which part will comes under the backend technologies of that project, which part will comes under data persistency of the technologies. Okay, everything you are going to learn with me step by step. Okay, right. So for this, right, this is the course content that I am going to cover as part of this Python full stack. A small request from our end. If more people are there with us, right? If more people are there with us, right? I will split you all of you into different groups. Okay, so we will be splitted into different groups. So if 15, right, if 15 to 20 people are there with us, right? Okay, so we will be divided into groups. Okay, we will divide it into groups, right? Some people I will make it to work on web technologies, some people to make work on backend technologies, some people I will make work on data persistency technologies, right? That's where, so our request is, right, if any your friends who wants to, it's my responsibility. If you decided to become a Python full stack developer, right, it is my responsibility to make you all to learn all these things. Okay, right, I will take care of it. So that's where please let your friends to know about this. Okay, this is going to be, right, wonderful program for us. So by the end of the day, it's not like that, you may earlier attended with some institute, right, you may learn something, you may quit in the middle, right? It's not like that. It is going to be purely interactive session. It is, outside the class also you can contact me, right? Outside the class you can contact me, sir, I am trying to develop so and so, here I am struggling, what is the reason for that? I will help you in that. Personally also I will help you. Everyone personally also I will help you. I will teach you some interview techniques also, right? What type of questions people will ask in the first technical round, second technical round, in the project manager round, what type of things people are going to ask you, right? Those things also we will help you. Okay, so it is not only teaching, just it's not only teaching, it is teaching at the same time making people to involve into the application development. Okay, it's not, always I will explain in my computer, just you have to listen, you have to leave. It's not like that. You also will be involved into that. I will ask you everyone. So we did so and so task today, right? Did you implement it right? That one or not? I will ask you. I will cross check with everyone. Okay, so with the best intention, right, we are starting this program. Okay, so please let your friends, right, please let your friends, right, who are interested, right, in this Python full stack, let them know. So we need, right, 15 to 20 people. It would be great. I'm not saying that, sorry, if there are 10 people, are you not going to start? It's not like that. We'll start it. But if more people are there, right, let's right, segregate into different groups, right? Let's, right, all together work, right, together on it. Okay, some people for backend, some people for data processors, some people for back, right, web technologists, right? One day we will all work together, right, to integrate our projects. So my intention is, right, to make you all to learn the environment that you are going to, right, experience in company, right? Before you enter into the company, I want you to experience that. Okay, how we are going to deploy the ticket booking system into GitHub, right? How we are going to make it work, how we are going to make it work under the server environment. Okay, all those things, right, I'm going to teach you, right, in very clear manner. Okay, and when comes to, right, while learning Python itself, right, it's very important for us, right, to develop web application by using Python programming language. If you know Python well, then only you can learn Django framework well. If you know Python well, then only you can understand what Flask framework very well. If you know Django, then only you can learn these libraries, right? See here, the pandas is a library, numpy is a library, matplotlib is a library. So how well you will understand this core Java, that much easily, sorry, how well you will understand this core Python, that much easily you can understand this advanced Python. How well you will understand this advanced Python, that much easily you can understand these libraries. So how good you are at this, right, the Python, then that much easily you can understand this Django framework, Flask framework, REST API. Because Django framework, Flask, REST API, they are not a special things. Okay, imagine core Python is what? It's a alphabets. Core Python is like alphabets. But after alphabets, what will be there with alphabets? You will frame words, right? Words is like this advanced Python. Right, words is like advanced Python. After that, there is something called Python libraries, right? You can imagine like, right, you can imagine Python libraries like what, right, what words, after words what we will write? Lines, right? Okay, let us say lines, right? By combining lines, what you will frame what? Paragraphs, right? Okay, we'll frame paragraphs, right? So core Java is like alphabets. How well you know alphabets, that much easily you can go with what? Words, that is advanced Python. But after that you can go with what? Python libraries, which is nothing but lines. How well you will understand lines, right? Then you can focus on web frameworks. They're all interdependent things, right? So while teaching this core Python, we are going to pay very very, right, very right, attention on that. I will involve every one of you into that. So I will explain concept parallelly. Internally I will ask you to open, right here I will open some ID. The internal I will ask you to open ID. So whatever I am experimenting here, there also you need to experiment in your computer. So if anything went wrong from your end, right, you can look at my screen and you can correct it there. Okay, it's not just listening here, it's totally interactive session. It's going to be interactive session. Okay, so that's where I'm asking you, right, I'm requesting you, right, to, right, make, right, more people to attend it. So inform your friends and everyone, right, to participate into this. Okay, right. Okay, so do you want to ask anything? So this is all, right, small introduction regarding to the Python full stack course. So do you want to ask anyone? Yeah, Bhargavi, Teja, Kiran, Pramod, Tilak, Numan,
So
Muhammad
what are
Numan.
the time? Hello. So what are the
Yes, please.
timings every day?
See, timing will be decided as for the availability time of all of us. Okay, it's not for one person's time. It is. For all of us, we will take people, right? We will take right, available timings from all of us, right? And from that we will frame one time which is suitable for us, and we will check with all of you. Okay, right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it is going to be right, it is going to be flexible for all of us. Maybe it is in the morning, or maybe it is in the evening, whatever it is, right? Or maybe it is in the afternoon, right? We will check with all of you, right? From there we will decide the time. Okay, so don't worry about the time. Okay, don't worry about the timing. Still, Tilak, Tilak, Muhammad Numan, Kantara, Uma, Bhargavi, Kiran, Teja, please habituate today, right? It's a beginning, right? You may need not, right, interact, right? But at least from coming classes, right? You should learn to interact with people. We should learn interact with people. Okay, very good. Still, if you want any doubt, right, you can ask me, right? Okay, that's it. So are you okay with the demo session? Okay then. So let us connect, right? See you in tomorrow, right? Next class, right? Tomorrow. Okay. So meanwhile, please let your friends to know about it. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Thanks for your valuable time. See you tomorrow. See
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Bhargavi. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you, Teja. Thank you, Pramod, Tilak, Noman, Kantara, Uma. Thank you, all of you. Thanks for your valuable time. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.